For this tips and tricks, let's talk about declaring attacks. So in this example, a player, it controls Legolas, who is ranged, and Gimli. And you declare both of them at the same time to attack this enemy, and they deal 4 damage. Legolas has unexpected courage, so you can use unexpected courage to ready Legolas, but he cannot attack again because he was already declared as an attacker against that enemy this round. Now, let's change the example a little bit. Let's play a 2-player game, and the enemy is engaged with Gimli, who is controlled by player 2. On player 1's turn, he can declare Legolas, who is ranged, as an attacker, and then ready Legolas with unexpected courage. And then on player's 2 turn, Gimli is declared an attacker, Legolas joins in, and the enemy is destroyed. And that's the difference. Legolas joined in on an attack, because Gimli was declared an attacker. Legolas was not declared an attacker twice. In fact, Legolas can join in on an attack as long as any character is declared an attacker. So let's look at this example. Legolas is player 1, Gimli is exhausted and controlled by player 2, who has the enemy. Legolas on player 1's turn attacks the enemy, readies with unexpected courage, and then player 2 declares the Snowborn Scout, who has 0 attack, but that's okay. Legolas can still join in and do some more damage to that enemy because he is joining in on the attack. If all of player 2's characters were exhausted, Legolas could not have joined in on an attack since no one was there to declare it. Alright, let's get on to the game. Alright, let's play the Blood of Gondor. So we're going to add the Crossroads, the Black Númenórean to the staging area, and then we're going to put Faramir and Lord Elkron into play as objective allies that we can use. And then we will reveal 1 card per player. I'll do that after I draw my opening hand. Side 1B, 11 quest points. At the beginning of the quest phase, each player takes a hidden card. At the beginning of the combat phase, each player must turn over all their hidden cards or take another one. I'll explain hidden cards in a moment. Okay, the Black Númenórean. Who's this guy? He looks nice. He's an enemy. X is the number of hidden cards you have in play. And then at the end of the round, each player must raise his threat by 1 for each hidden card in his play area. And he does have a victory point of 3, so when you kill him, he is removed from the game. The Crossroads is also in play. That has a value of X, where it's the number of players in the game. And then to travel there, you're going to take a hidden card. But most importantly, the current quest card gains Siege while this is in play, and I'm planning on keeping this thing in play the entire game. The heroes I'm bringing are Leadership Aragorn, so he can ready himself by spending a resource after committing to the quest. So I'm going to have him along with his pal Boromir. So this is Tactics Boromir. He can ready himself once a phase by raising your threat by 1, and then he could do a big bomb effect and deal 2 damage to enemies engaged with a player. And then finally, Baragon, awesome defender, and then weapon and armor attachments are reduced in cost by 2 when you attach them to Baragon. Also, we have Objective Faramir. He's a 2/3/1/4. And then combat action, we can exhaust Faramir to flip up a hidden card. If it's an enemy, we're going to deal 3 damage to that enemy. If he leaves play, we lose. And we also have Lord Elkron. He is a 1/2/2/3. And then when you exhaust him as an action, you can return an enemy engaged with you to the staging area. What a nice guy. Okay, we're also going to use my custom tracker, so resources across the top and threat on the bottom. So what's this hidden card I've been talking about? So hidden cards are cards that you take from the top of the encounter deck, and then you put them in your play area. And then when you're instructed to turn them over, you turn them over 1 at a time. If it's an enemy, the enemy is engaged with you. If it's a treachery or a location, they are discarded. So this quest is kind of crazy because it's totally possible to have a ton of enemies engage you through the random chance of the hidden cards. And actually in multiplayer, it can get truly insane because you can end up with all the enemies engaged with the players, and the encounter deck is nothing but treacheries because you've been location locked. It's just nuts. So I do not recommend this game in a 4-player game unless the other 3 players are people you no longer want to be friends with, because they will hate you after suggesting this thing. It's possible for the game to go okay, but I don't recommend it. In solo, it's very swingy, so we will see. Am I going to get lots of enemies or lots of locations and treacheries as hidden cards? Okay, let's take a look at my opening hand. So my first card is We Are Not Idle. I don't have any dwarfs, but you don't need them. You can exhaust 0 dwarf characters and add 0 resources to a hero resource pool, and then you still get to draw a card. all this card is doing is replacing itself, and that's to make my deck more consistent. If you look at my deck list, it's just a lot of cards that I have 3 copies of. I am trying very hard to find certain cards that'll help me quest using siege, using my defense. And this is a card that'll help me do that because it just makes my deck 3 cards smaller. And here's one of the cards I want to find, Gondorian Shield. It'll go on Baragon for free, and he gets +2 defense. Boromir is also an awesome target for this. All right, Eagles of the Misty Mountains, so we know how those work. Another eagle, Vassal of the Windlord. Hey, Feint. Okay, I can cancel an attack. And then the Eagles are coming. Helps me find more eagles. This is a pretty good starting hand. I got a decent amount of card draw. I like the Feint. I like the shield. So we're going to keep it. So I have that token on there to remind me to take that hidden card at the start of the quest phase. Okay, we had to reveal a card. We get an Orc Arsonist. So that's a 3-threat enemy that when it engages you, each enemy engaged with you gets a shadow card. He does give himself that shadow card as well, so he'll always get 2 shadow cards when he attacks. All right, let's start the game. So I'm going to get resources, and we draw, there we go, the Winged Guardian. That's the eagle I was looking for. I was hoping to find it with that, the Eagles Are Coming, but I drew it with my first card. So let's play the Eagles Are Coming and see if we can find any more eagles. And 2 more, another Winged Guardian and another Eagles of the Misty Mountain. Common Cause is really good with Tactics Boromir because you can ready Boromir with his effect and then play Common Cause to ready a different hero by exhausting Boromir, and then the next phase you ready Boromir with his effect again. If you're not worried about your threat going up too much, that's a great way to get 2 heroes ready to go into combat after questing or something. So I have Common Cause in this deck. Alrighty, looking at my hand, right now I can play this We Are Not Idle and say 0, and then I draw a card and Spear of the Citadel. Great, attached to a tactics character, and then when that character is declared a defender, you deal a damage to the attacking enemy. So both of these cards can go on Baragon for free, because he reduces the cost by 2 for each of them. So that's nice. And then that leaves me with 2 tactics resources and 1 leadership resource. And I think I'm going to get the Winged Guardian into play. That gives me 4 defense. And since this is a siege quest, that's going to be awesome questing power. Okay, I'm going to grab a hidden card. That token totally reminded me to do that. I would have forgot. And I'm going to send everybody but Faramir on this quest. Trying to decide, should I also send Aragorn? Yeah, I think I should. I want to make as much progress as possible. The way you lose is just by getting overrun by these hidden cards. So I'm just going to try to blast through as fast as possible. I spent Aragorn's resource to pop him back up, so he will be ready, because I know I'm going to have at least 1 enemy to deal with. And I get a Southern Road, so a 2-threat location. Lord Elkron up there. Oh, I'm sorry. The Black Númenórean up there is 1 threat, because I have 1 hidden card. So I do make a lot of progress. I make 9. That's wonderful. I am not going to travel because I don't want to take another hidden card. And then I am going to have to engage this Orc Arsonist, and my hidden card might be an enemy Faramir can't kill. So I am going to ready Boromir during the travel phase, let's say. Okay, so I engage the Orc Arsonist. He deals himself a shadow card. I have a choice. I can take a hidden card, or I can flip over the one that I have. Well, I want to use Faramir, so I'm going to take a second hidden card. And now I can choose to use Faramir. So I'm going to exhaust him, and we're going to turn one of these hidden cards face up. Let's turn up the first one that I got dealt. And, okay, perfect. So it is an enemy, but he has 3 hit points. So Faramir kills this guy as he is turned up, so he never actually engages me. So I do not have to deal a shadow card to the other Orc Arsonist I'm engaged with. The forced effect on the one that was turned up as a hidden card doesn't trigger. Alrighty, Boromir is going to defend. This says deal an additional shadow card for each player in the game. So this quest does have that shadow card chaining thing that can happen. No shadow there. And then no shadow there. That's a nasty treachery. That makes you reveal all your hidden cards, and the treacheries and locations actually trigger. You actually have to do stuff with them. That's a terrible treachery. And there's 4 of them! Alright, so I'm going to raise my threat 1 more time to pop Boromir back up, and that is enough attack between Aragorn and Boromir to kill the Orc Arsonist. And then I have to raise my threat by an additional amount of 1, because I have one hidden card in my play area. So the Black Númenórean is pretty nasty. You want to get rid of that guy. All right, I draw an Eagles Are Coming, so I get to look at my top 5 cards for an eagle, and there is one. That's nice. Hail of Stones. That's a really nice way to get rid of the Black Númenórean. If you're playing Tactics, definitely run 3 copies of Hail of Stones. You start the game with 5 characters, and the Black Númenórean has 5 hit points, and he's not immune. So if you draw a Hail of Stones in your opening hand, you can just exhaust everybody and kill him. He's dead right from the get-go. And then if you have someone like Boromir that can pop back up, you could have him siege questing, Leadership Aragorn. You could actually quest with Leadership Aragorn and Boromir, and then pop them both back up, and then do the Hail of Stones to kill the Black Númenórean. Really good tech against this quest. Alrighty. I put in a Vassal of the Windlord. I am going to take a hidden card. So the Black Númenórean is now a 2 threat, so I have a total of 5 in the staging area. Trying to decide how much to send. I only need to make 11, so I only need to make 2 progress. So I'm trying to get this exactly right. So I was going to send Aragorn, but I actually then decide, no, I'm not going to send Aragorn. He might not need to quest here. I only need to make 2 progress, so instead of spending the resource to pop him back up, I'm just not going to send him on the quest. So I'm just doing all my math. Boromir is committed, and then I readied with threat. And yeah, I just get a 2 threat location. So I actually make the perfect amount of progress. So that is 11 out of 11, and we are going to advance to stage 2. All right, let's take a look at stage 2A. 2A says, plays Faramir and Lord Elkron under captured. They are in play, but we can't do anything with them. And then we turn up all of our hidden cards. So this is where the quest can get absolutely insane. And then captured's 15 quest points. It's battle, but if the Crossroads are in play, it stays as siege. And then you take a hidden card at the beginning of the quest phase, and then at any point when you control 5 hidden cards, you got to turn them all up. All right, let's turn these up. So if it's a location, we don't do anything with it. If it's a treachery, we don't do anything with it. So I got really lucky there. No enemies. We will travel to the Dark Woods, and then I remember that Faramir and Lord Elkron are supposed to be put in this captured card thing. So they're still in play, but I can't use them. The location has Archery 1. I'm going to take Archery 1 on Boromir. And then I left all these characters ready because I didn't know if my hidden cards were going to be enemies, but I'm only engaged with the Black Númenórean. So he's going to attack Baragon. Baragon's spear does a damage to him. And the shadow we get is, if it destroys a character, we got to do something. Well, it definitely doesn't. Baragon is defending for 6. And then if we look at everybody I got ready, I can attack for 9, which is enough to kill the guy. So the Black Númenórean goes into victory display. My Vassal of the Windlord has to leave play. All right, let's go to the next round. I should just be able to quest out in 2 turns as long as things go right. The card I draw is another eagle. I didn't really need that one, but I do have enough resources to put in another Winged Guardian. So that's 4 more defensive questing I can do. Let's take a hidden card, and then we're going to commit a lot of defense to the quest. Okay, so each of those guys are questing for 4. Baragon's questing for 6. Boromir and Aragorn are each questing for 2. I'm going to raise my threat and spend Aragorn's resource, so they are both ready now. So I will be sending 18 on this quest, which is amazing. I need to make 15 total. And the card we reveal is, oh, I hate this guy. So Orc Ambusher. When he engages you, you got to discard a non-objective ally. That sucks. So I do make enough progress to put 2 on the Dark Woods, and then after it leaves play, you are forced to discard a hidden card. It's not a response, it's forced. Okay, and ooh, that was a good one to get rid of. All right, when it's all said and done, I make 11 out of the 15 progress. So I'm well on my way to win this thing. I am going to have to engage this guy. He does make me discard an ally. So one of my Winged Guardians goes bye-bye. I'm going to defend with Aragorn. I'm not too concerned about this because I think I'm going to win next turn. The shadow is if it destroys a character. Okay, it does not. Aragorn's going to take 1 damage. I could attack back with Boromir, but I forget to because I'm just planning on winning. So let's go to the next round. I get some resources. I'm going to draw a card, and it's... There we go. Another 4 defense ally. Like I said, this deck is all about siege questing, so I just have packed it full of cards that boost defense. Let's do the same thing with Aragorn and Boromir, so they're going to both be ready. So I'm going to use my threat to ready Boromir, and I'm going to use Aragorn's response to pop him back up. I'm questing for 18 against 3. I need to make 4 progress, and I get lion weight. So that means I need to flip up all my hidden cards. Locations would get added to the staging area. You resolve your treacheries, and enemies are engaged with you. So let's see what my hidden card was. A 2 threat location, so that's only going to add 2 more threats. So there we go. That's a win. Blood of Gondor. That's how you can beat it. Just plan on siege questing the whole time and get out of there as fast as possible to avoid the hidden cards building up and ruining your day. Alright guys, Morgul Vale is next. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Bye-bye.